to do a testimonial, want you to meet one of my clients that have been working with. I've been helping him secure funding for his real estate business. And so I've been talking about this latest testimonial. This gentleman, I was able to help him secure between 45,000 to 90,000 in funding. And so I want to, have you to listen to his story. He'll share, pretty much, how the process went. And so let's get started. How are you doing, Elijah?
Good evening. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So Elijah, everybody have been, dying for me to do this testimonial because they want to learn a little bit about, how I'm able to help people and why I'm different from a lot of the information that you have, that people may be listening to online or what have you. So explain to everyone prior to you working with me, what were you trying to do in regards to business credit? Like, were you doing the whole, like, the Dun and Bradstreet and all that stuff? Like, tell the listeners something about that process.
Yeah. Some years ago, I met this guy. He was a CPA, and he shared some knowledge with me on business credit. He was telling me to get a Duns and Bradstreet number. This was some years ago, and I did, but I never did anything with it. Um, Never really done the research that I needed to do to see what to do with it. But after the fact, then I come to learn that you could have these what you call that lines of credit where you get with Uline and different places like
Mm-hmm.
the net 30s
Get
and
a
the
net
net
30.
60s. Yeah. So basically that's like taking baby steps into gaining some business credit, which is doable, but it's just a time consuming process and you really have to stay on it. Me, I have what they call a man of a lot of hats. So I have a lot on my plate. So I have a lot of things to keep up with. So I never really did get into that. Just doing my research on YouTube and different, networks. And I came across Lorelia and checked out some of her videos and got more intrigued. So I decided to reach out and do a call and do a counseling. And then in the beginning, I was so swamped. I was like, yeah, I need to really talk to you more about things in depth, but right now I'm kind of swamped. Give me a minute, I'll get back to you. So then a year later, we talked again, and then she was like, okay, when are you going to make a decision that, you got to put things in perspective and go ahead and get started because it's going to be another year soon. If you just, blow me off now, you'll be back. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So let's go ahead and let's get the process going. So I bit the bullet and got the process going, and I haven't regretted not one moment of it. She has a plethora of knowledge, and everything that she's guided me in the direction to do has been beneficial um, all the way around. I mean, just getting my personal credit together, as she would tell you, your personal credit is very important. So I got my personal credit together. Now moving in direction of getting my business credit established.
Exactly. And so, Elijah, a lot of people come to me and they say, Lorelia, I have the net 30s, I have the Dun and Bradstreet, but you've been through the process. You've worked with the lender. How many times did the lender ask you about your paydex score or your net 30 accounts? Did they even ask for those things?
No, I never mentioned it.
Exactly.
Not even. It wasn't even part of the conversation.
Exactly. And so that's what a lot of people don't understand is that I'm trying to explain to people that people are shooting at a target that will never get them to where, they are trying to get to. So Elijah, explain to me, like, would you do this again? Like, because a lot of people don't understand the relationship that, where I come in at in terms of me being your coach or consultant, working with you and the lender. So do you think that you could have did this alone by yourself?
Uh, Did it alone by myself? Yeah, it probably would have took me a couple of years, and a whole lot of networking, because anything is possible, you know. But no, I did the right decision. Save yourself some time, some headache, and save yourself some money, because time is money. So you can invest your time wisely and just go direct with Lorelia, or you can beat around the bush and go this avenue and that avenue and circle around and get stuck. And then you be like, okay, I need some help. And then you need to go to a professional, you know.
Exactly,
I
because
learned.
that's what a lot
Yeah,
of people don't understand is that the relationship piece of it is so important because a lot of people, number one, they don't even have a relationship with a lender. So they think that all they have to, have to do is go on is their personal credit. Now, just so everybody knows, I just want to give people an idea of the profile of a client like Elijah. Now, I don't want people to think everyone's situation is different.
right.
That's why I'm very cautious when I say, what he, the pre-approval that he got between 45 and 90,000, because I don't want to entice people with that type of money. So understand that he was someone who did have a very strong personal credit history. Although I did help him with some things, and even the lender had told him that there were some things that needed to be worked on. Understand he didn't come in with like a 500 credit score, a whole bunch of derogatories, bankruptcy. So just to give a lot of people, I just want people to understand that. So he did have, strong financials. So thank you so much, Elijah.
Oh, thank you.
So if another thing that I want people to also just explain to them, how the process of the lender talking to you and explaining to you all the other financial opportunities of funding that's available for you as well, after you get the first wave of funding.
Oh, it's a lot. Basically, we had a conversation, and I was basically going in the conversation just in one direction, but he let me know that there's many other products available to gain some financial funding. Um, right off the top of my head, it's about three or four that I can remember, but I don't really want to get into because I don't know all the details of it, and
Yeah,
I don't want to be misleading. But
exactly.
there are many products
Is
available.
is that, and
Definitely.
that's just what I want people to understand, that there's so many other ways to get funding. And and that's why I tell people, I'm never going to knock, those who, look into building the net 30 accounts of the Dun and Bradstreet. But if you truly want to get to credit and cash lines,
Right.
what I do is so much different. So thank you so much, Elijah, for having this conversation with me.
Most
And
definitely.
I'm looking forward to fostering this relationship further. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Have a good evening.